Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. My name's Stephanie and today I'm going to be showing you the best polishes for August birthstones. It is so crazy to think we're already in August, and I know a lot of people don't usually love the traditional Peridot birthstone, but as a lime green lover, I fear I really do love it, especially for summer, so I of course do have a few picks for those, but I also wanted to include some other birthstones like Spinel and Sardonyx. I'll save some more thoughts for the end. For now, let me just show you my picks. So we are starting with none other than Holo Peridon't Bother Me from their birthstone collection. Sadly, this wasn't popular enough to stick around, but I still had to feature it as it is such a perfect match for the birthstone. It has a very sparkly, almost shimmery metallic kind of finish that even has some green reflective glitters, but those are always really hard for me to see. So whether you see them or not, I definitely think they add this extra sparkle and bling, perfect for a birthstone mani. Next up I have ILNP's Frankie, which yes, is technically a Halloween polish, but if you ignore the name, I definitely think it's a beautiful peridot green. This is somewhat close to the last shade, but in a magnetic formula, which I think just adds so much depth to the polish, especially since it also includes these extra hollow flakies in the background. Peridot is one of the few stones that only comes in one naturally occurring color, which obviously is green, but even cooler, I learned that they can be found in volcanic rock, so they could sometimes even wash up on the shores of Hawaii and were believed to be the tears of Pele, the goddess of volcanoes and fire. The last peridot green that I have is ILNP's Staycation, which is a much lighter green-yellow jelly base that's still packed with hollow flakies. As I mentioned, peridot mainly comes in these brighter or medium shades of green, but they can also come in these lighter shades that are a little bit more yellow-leaning, which you might know isn't always my favorite, but I feel like there definitely is a shade range that is still very, very pretty, and I feel like this shade just perfectly fits into it. I've seen peridot described as the vitamin D of crystals, so it's always associated with very bright, happy feelings, one of those stones that will boost your mood and protect you from negative energies. The ancient Romans even believed that wearing it as jewelry would serve as a natural antidepressant. The next birthstone that's gaining more popularity for August is called Spinel, which can come in an array of shades, and of course, I chose to focus on the purple to pink range. The first shade I have here is Cirque's Clairvoyant, which is an icy lavender magnetic, and I actually really loved how this one looks unmagnetized because I feel like it just is a perfect match for these lighter shades of purple, so that's how I decided to swatch it, but I couldn't help myself and also had to show it velvetized. I feel like any velvet mani just adds so much dimension, which looks so stunning, truly like gems on your nails. And for a total 180, I have ILNP's Dakota, which is a deep berry purple filled with these magenta microflakies. I thought this was a gorgeous pick for anyone craving deeper shades this month. It's dark and moody, but still has this beautiful sparkle reminiscent of a crystal. In general, Spinels are known to promote emotional stability and personal discovery, making it a great stone for meditation practices. It's also rooted in rejuvenation and can assist in new ways of thinking too. You know, once I saw Spinel can come in this darker hot pink sort of shade, I had to include a polish to represent that, so I chose ILNP's Petals, which is a shimmery, hot pink, almost metallic shade. The shimmers in this also shift to a warm orange and even gold in extreme lights, so it's super beautiful and shifty. I just feel like this shade is not only a perfect match to the darker pink Spinels, but also just the vibe of August or Leo season in general. It's just so bold and passionate and fun. And lastly, I saw that Spinel can also come in shades of gray or even black, so I wanted to include Cracked Polish's Dark Like My Heart, which is a medium gray jelly. While this isn't my personal preference to wear this time of year, I know a lot of people don't care for brighter shades, so I wanted to feature some darker and moodier colors. And since I shared a black crystal last month, I decided to go with gray for this one. So gray or black Spinels can usually be associated with protection, grounding, and resilience, so it's overall a great stone for shielding against negativity. And lastly, I wanted to include a polish pick for Sardonyx, which is basically a combination of alternating layers of sard and onyx, but they create this reddish zebra striped pattern with white bands. Naturally, I didn't have a perfect match for this one, but I was immediately reminded of Cracked Polish's Lahar, mainly for its fiery magnetic shimmer against the more neutral base color. So maybe a little bit of an abstract pick, but I think it still works. Sardonyx is known to offer strength, willpower, and protection. So that wraps up my best polishes for August birthstones. As always, I would love to know what you think of my choices, especially if you're born in August. I'd also love to know how you feel about the traditional Peridot or Peridot birthstone, because again, I feel like a lot of people don't usually like this birthstone, but I really do love it just because it's such a beautiful, light, lime kind of green. But of course, if I did have the choice as an August baby, I would probably go with Spinel just because there's so many other colors, specifically the ranges of like pinks and purples. But I also love how different Sardonyx is just because it's so much darker overall, a little bit moodier for people who aren't into like the brighter colors. Though I guess when I was looking up Sardonyx, a lot of them reminded me of carnelian, just being this like fiery orangey red kind of color. And I'm pretty sure I already shared a couple of like carnelian picks for a previous month, so I wanted to go with something a little bit different, and I thought Lahar was so perfect for it, even though again it is a bit more abstract. I'm sure doing nail art inspired by Sardonyx would look a lot cooler, but I feel like that pick and just the others I picked were pretty spot on for the birthstone. So as always, I can't wait to hear what you all think down below so we can chat about it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!